we'll clean everything here and try talking about arrays, right? So what are arrays here? So the first thing we do with array, we have to define. So let's say array is number one, so I'll call it number one. So how do I do? Then I'll put the static type. So what is that? So I want it to any. So that means any can come, but I have to define it here that is an array. So I'll take it. It's array of number. So now there it's empty array. So I want to add things into the array, right? So I can do the normal number one, right? So once you do number one dot push, it's an array term that you push item. What are you pushing? Because it's any, I can push anything. 10, 9, 7, right? So after I do this, I can just simply run it. So console.log to see what is being pushed, right? So I'll call them one, so that I will see number one, right? So number one, so that's nice. You can see no errors. So I should see an array with just few numbers. You can see array 3, and we have 10, 9, 7, right? So that is also an array. So we have other things. You can decide to push number, so you can decide to come here, change it to number, right? So it works also because I'm pushing number. Remember the last time I did any, I can also push what they call it, I can also push strings, right? So I can just pick strings and go to the next one, pick another string, and let's see if this will push. This looks awesome because I did a mistake here. So you can see it pushed, right? It pushed, right? So that is the idea, general idea. So you can do any and push anyone, right? So you can also do string here and push your string, right? So it works straight. So you can see everything works as normal. So another thing you can do again, you can define it with the name array, right? So you can just define it with the name array. You can clean, let's say I clean here, and call array. I call array, then I put whether it's a number or something. So I think, sorry, I want to get my this thing. So let's say I define the number, right? Number. So I define it as number, right? So if I should do it like this, it must carry numbers, right? So here you can see it goes without an error like that, but what the error here is shouting. I am trying to add something wrong. That does not looks like array, right? So with this in mind, I will also say, okay, if I should have this nothing, I'm not defining any array, so I have to define the array, right? So this array, if I do like this, is okay, this guy will go, but as long as there's no place showing that it's empty, it will be yelling at me, right? So if I should save this, I should have, I think I should have 10, 9, like that. So 4 items is also possible, right? So let's see the next one. I think will be we're doing a mixed array. So let's say number one is equals to mixed array. We can do it like let me just define another thing. So let me just say mixed array so that we'll understand what we're doing here, right? So in normal, once you define something, you must what add the type, right? So I can say there are numbers, and also what I can say they're strings, right? So but after that, I'll do something because they are all array item. I have to just put them in a bracket, right? So I'll now define the array outside and show them it's an array, yeah, like that. So that's it. So I can add anything I need. I can now say mixed constant okay, mixed array dot push. So what can I push in the array now? I can push anything, right? So let's see, let's push one, no yelling. Let's push this, no yelling. Let's push two, right? No yelling. Awesome. So let's say console.log, since it's not yelling at us, let's just put mixed yeah, so we should see 1 and 2 appearing here. Awesome. So that's it. Array is nice and easy, and array is not that very difficult, so I can push anything, I can do anything I want, and I will also have what I push or what I fixed, right? So there's another concept, the concept of uh, object. How do we do object? So do I need to drop this? Yeah, let me drop this as reference of array. Let's go to objects. So you know that objects are having items inside them, right? They are well defined, right? So let's say an object called let person, right? So it's I'll define person, right? I call person, I'll define who the person is, right? So but in terms of object, I want to define the object like that. So I will want to define how the object looks like. So my object will have a name, right? So the name will, I can define the item of the object. I'll call it a string, right? So the name is a string in the object, right? So what do I do next? I will call maybe an age, right? So age, normally it will be a number, right? So age will be number, right? So you can see that age is there and the other one is number, right? So I can define it, or I can close it and go ahead and define it outside, but let me just do it, take it easy. I can define it and I'll come back and I say okay, name, I can give name, but the name must tally with the right item, right? So name will be, let's say Ronaldo, right? So it's trying to why, because I'm not giving everything in it, so I can say age, right? So age is full, age is number, right? So number, so you can see I am not having any problem right now. I just say okay, you have defined everything, but my problem with you is that you have not called the person, so you have to call the person. So console.log, let me call it in my console, right? So I'll write person, so let me call person, right? So person should shout out on my console as an object, right? Having this object as name and this, right? So person is an object having name and age, and their name and Ronaldo, right? So it's pretty very easy. So but I can decide to call the name person.name, in JavaScript we do this, and I also can call person.object. I'll get exactly Ronaldo, which is here, right? So it's nice, I like what is there. But what about in a situation whereby you don't want to mandatory call the rest? When I took out this, you can see there's a problem, right? So it's shouting here. So what I'll do is that I will put, let's say, a question mark here. So if you check and you do not see it, please don't yell, right? So you can see it's back to normal, everything is okay. So that's nice, awesome, kudos to us. We have worked, I will see that this is working, right? So in this example we will go further and do other ones and see if what we learn we can really practice it, right? So let's say, so in case you put, if you don't want the other item to yell at you, please just put the question mark and everything will pass, right? So we can take this further and try to break it down and give it with function. So let's see one with function. Let's say let player, right? So normally when let player comes, we want to define the object. So the object comes in, the player have a name, the name is a string. So all right, so let's see, the player has what again? Let's see, the player has his number, right? So or let's say the player scores, right? He will score goal, right? How many does he score? It will be number, right? So it can go with number. We can go ahead and say celebrate. Let's say a function select. All right, select. Let me leave it like that. I can go ahead and put the function inside. Let's say I say the function is called void, right? So let's see, call the function void. So let's see. Sorry, what is happening to my v? All right, wait. The void is supposed to be void. I don't know what is happening to my v. So let me go ahead. So let's say it's equal to McClory braces and bracelet. I call it braces or bracelet. It's funny. So let's see. I'll define a name. Normally, name is equal to name. Name is string. Let's say Messi. Let me respect that guy. His name is Messi. So which one again? Score. Yeah, score. Yeah, score. Score can go. Let's call it 10. Let me call it 10. So you can see it's passing. I don't know what's wrong with my V. My V is having problem. So I can just call the select, right? So it's function definitely. So I want to call it and run it. So to see if it will run with function inside. So let's say console.log. So what do I have in the console.log? I'll call this guy, which is how it is. So let me put my, what's it, yes. So let me see. I want to explain that mesh is called a goal. So let me just call mesh is called a goal. So I'll call player.name, right? Or I'll just say this, right? It is function.name. So this dot name is called, so, right? So it's called. So on the function, so I need to clear this void so that I need to get the v working right now. I don't know, my buttons are just be having problems. So I, after this, I've invoked the function outside, like so player dot select and input it. So I expect output to be messy, but this is supposed to be void. Let me call void. Call anything that has v here so that I'll copy it out. So I have this is having invite. So let me take it away from me. I don't know what's wrong with my v. It's just misbehaving. I don't know. So let me take this one out. So I need to put a comma here. So this is it. So we have this. So select function. Let's call it to be void. The function is void. So this. So console log. This guy doesn't mean. So we call select here. So we are supposed to have mercy. I think mercy. Message code. Here's the boys combined message code. So that's one example we can have with example we can have with an object. We can instill an object type to carry a type. So an object to carry a type. So we define any item or variable with that object. So let's say we say type user, right? So we can define our user as a type, as an object that has username, right? Normal username, we say okay, username should be string. Normally is string. So we can also call email, right? So email can be string also. We call it a string. So what do we call it again? What do we call so let's check other things. Let's say is admin. Let me ask, is he an admin? Yes or no, right? So I come to another junction. that I need a B, right? So a B is my problem right now. My D and B are not working. I don't know why, but I'll check it after this video, right? So I'll call it a boolean, right? So you see an admin, you either yes or no. So let's go ahead and round up this. So we say now we'll call let admin. So let admin, we can just put in a type of user straight. So is the user is the admin right now. So we can define it straight up, right? So how do we define it? We'll just call the username and the everything inside. So username is, I can call the username right now, right? I'll call it as a string. Let me call it this. So I can also call the next person email. Let me call it a string also. So I say email at, right? So email at, so this at this, okay, it should go right. So the next one, let me see, remember we'll put a question mark here. It will allow us to go, you see it allowed us, right? So without it, so if it's not available, it can pass, right? So we can pass with this. So we'll go ahead and do console.log and see what we have. So maybe we'll call admin.users name, right? So that we'll call admin dot something. You can see this guy is there, dot username. So let's see if we can have username as hj, whatever long name. So here's, so you can play with this thing around, play with it, really play with it and get your result. So let's see in the next class.